Hello everyone, welcome to I Am Aware News, Faith, Opinion, Debate, and Truth. As you can probably tell from my unshaven and beraggled state, we are going to talk about the COVID-19 pandemic, coronavirus with a lime, I don't know, whatever, all this stuff, so yeah. Haven't really talked a whole lot about it, but, well, it's a long story. I guess I'll try and get it all in as quick as possible, but, whatever. We're all here, mostly people. I think mostly people are inside. Doesn't really seem that way, though, so it's like 150 cars when you drive by the Lowe's parked over there, like, okay. There's a pandemic. Only essential businesses are open, but, oh my god, a virus! I need to build a deck! Okay, sure, essential. Sounds right, sounds good, sounds legit. So, anyway, but I think most people are inside. I probably should have been doing more of these videos because people actually have the time to watch them now, but I guess I'm starting late on it, right? But yeah, so we're all inside. Everyone's complaining about it. I don't know what you complain about. I've been locked inside way longer than you people. I don't get any time alone. It's terrible. It's getting old. Ugh, I tell you. It's a good thing I didn't wear a tie. I would have immediately went into like a Rodney Dangerfield stick, Oh, I tell you, it's getting old, so. Okay, but anyway, so, just the same. It's, anybody out there want to adopt me? Need a job done? I don't know, It just started in Russia. You want bring me over there, give me a sturdy baton and, just a little legal authority. I'll be fine. I'll keep people inside. I don't know. Busting wood in the Arctic. I don't know. Neighborhood watch in Syria. I don't know. Anybody? Anything? Okay. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway. I'm open to suggestion. Not... The internet's a dirty place. I should be clear. Not that kind of suggestion, but... Anyway, otherwise, Okay. Sorry, I wanted to go ahead and do this quickly, so I'm off to a great start at that. But hey, it's fun, it's crazy, whatever. This is my video on the coronavirus, my CoVid vid. Kind of like an op-ed, or an op-med. Yay, okay, I'm punchy, I didn't sleep well. Anyway, so, yeah. I also don't get, this is my away area where I have my studio, but that's about it, no internet, or, no cable, no nothing. Not that I ever have cable, but still, So, it's hard to get news over here, for one thing, so I don't know. By the time I get back and post this, they could be saying the whole thing's over, or they could still be saying it's going another 2 years. It's just, whatever. It's complete insanity, alright? Everybody's saying completely different stuff, so who knows? We'll see. But, last I heard, we're kind of getting around 2.5 million cases worldwide, and thousands have died. It's a terrible thing, and, of course, feelings and prayers and all those nice, wonderful things to all of you people who have maybe had it and had problems with it or lost people to it and all of that, That's sad. It's a shame. It's a bad thing, But, for some, apparently, it's not deadly enough. It's just... I mean, man! Why couldn't it be killing hundreds of thousands of people a day? I mean, this is just a boring pandemic, It's just not killing enough people for some of them out there, I guess. And everybody likes to compare it to the flu. Flu deaths or car wrecks a year. But, it's kind of hard to compare it. It's just a bad comparison in a lot of ways, I mean, number one, there's not an entire global effort to stop the flu and car wrecks every day, every year, And it's, what is it? April? Is it still April? Well, it's been like 3 months of this. You're going to compare that to, yearly, annual, average flu deaths, so, I don't know, it just seems like a bad comparison, but I guess, some people just want to see more dead people out there. So, yeah, okay. Cool. It's just not bad enough. But the real worst aspect of this virus, of course, is it's just absolute viral spread. Right? The fact that it's just can survive about anything and all that. If you don't know, surely I would think people would know, but then you hear people talk and it's like, no, they don't know anything. So I would hope, my type of listeners and viewers and all are not quite that out of touch, but hey, maybe they shared it with one of their friends who, thinks the vice president is Richard Nixon or something, and, so, yeah, hi there, yeah. Welcome to the 21st century, it's fine. So, yeah, but it spreads like crazy. That's the real problem here, and yes, if you have any condition or problem where you're old as dirt, yeah, it does get pretty deadly at that point. I think as most all of our, elderly homes and everything from people have clearly seen. Although I think the CDC just said, well, if you're in a pinch and you got nurses that work there that have already tested positive, they can go back to work. You just, they're old. What do they know? They can die. It's fine. Clear out some space, geez, They were booked for months now. Ooh, nice openings. Who's got a down payment ready? Let's go. So, anyway, there's a lot of stupid in this. But, I know I've heard one thing, and I don't remember if it was a MERS or SARS story, but of course, it's the same virus. Again, if you don't know, the COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever, they are all types of coronavirus. MERS, SARS, COVID-19, they're all coronaviruses. And they are all coronaviruses that are apparently, as far as they know, suspected animal-born, So, as compared to, I think, the 4 types that are human-born that they know of, and I'm not going to name them because they're all just a scatter of letters and numbers, and I don't know. But anyway, I think most people should remember the MERS outbreak and the SARS outbreak, kind of within the last 15 years or so, I think, so there's that. It's like that. And, there was one story or report or something somebody was talking about where they said, I think it was SARS, and they said that there was actual, a confirmed report, I think, that was the virus spread through an apartment building via the drains and, through the water system of the apartment building and all this. And so I don't know if it's that bad. I would hope not. But, yeah, well, I guess I'm fine. Anybody living in an apartment building or something like that, you should hope not, I guess. But, I am not stuck in a ghetto apartment anymore, so yay. No gunshots outside. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so, anyway, not important. But yeah, so it spreads. It's deadly, and I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's that can spread through drains and all this crap, but it does seem like somewhere we're missing something, because they had it contained, and it broke out, and they had it contained, and it broke out, and they had it contained, and it just constantly. It's like, okay, we've got it, and then it's everywhere, It's just, it seems like there's something missing, I mean, heck, again, you look at Russia. I was looking at them for a while, it's like, wow, they've gotten through months of this, that, everybody else has thousands of cases and all, and they're sitting there at like 92 cases. And most of those were brought back from Italy, people that were abroad and they brought home. And it seemed like, unlike here in the U.S., when we brought people home from other cases, other places and all this, and they came back with it, somehow Russia seemed to keep that contained. It didn't immediately spread all over the place, So, I mean, I don't know, maybe they had a better plan than, oh, hey, you're sick, go quarantine yourself. We trust you to stay inside and not touch anybody or talk to anybody. Good, yeah. And then, of course, people don't show symptoms for, days, weeks, and can spread the virus. I mean, it's very viral, okay? But it keeps breaking containment. And I don't know, we can say it's just testing, people aren't getting tested, they don't show symptoms, they go spread it, whatever, but, like, when you got it so well locked down, and then it gets out, and it's just, it makes me think, and it's something I thought from the start, that I could have sworn, I would have been on top of this and jumping up and down, screaming about it, if I didn't hear something about, well, it doesn't really transfer between people and animals, or that's not a risk or whatever. But, you know, that's one of the first things I kept thinking, like, okay, can it jump species? Like, can it jump back and forth in species? Because, you know, from, like, human to animal to human again? Because that would be problematic. And, you know, but it seemed like that wasn't a big deal. Of course, people were asking the question the wrong way. Can my pet get it? Okay. I don't know. Is that the most important thing? Can your pet get it? You know, I mean, I know fur babies and all this crap, you know, but come on. Yeah, there's a little more to this than, oh no, Spot's sick, you know. How about, oh, Spot's sick, now I'm sick, now my neighbor's sick, you know. Oh, we're all sick. My neighbor was 70. Oh, my neighbor's dead. My neighbor's grandchildren are sick now. You know, like, they went to school, now the school's sick, you know. Seriously. Like, there's a little more than, you know, can your little cats and dogs and stuff get sick? I know people love their pets, but, you know, that there's a further concern with the animal contagion. And then we saw that whole thing not too long ago, I guess not too long ago from when I'm shooting this, that, you know, that group of tigers or whatever in a zoo or something got sick from the virus, from somebody who had it that was taking care of them. Like, that's a problem. You know, they kind of kept blowing it off, maybe because people were just asking it, you know, sillily about their pets getting sick, not about it spreading through animals, but, you know, the scientists and experts seemed to kind of blow it off, like, oh, no, that's not it, you know, but then, okay, well, if all these tigers at a zoo can catch it from this person who's taking care of them, you know, and then the only question is, now that they've been exposed by it, if there was another person taking care of the tigers with them, and could they also get it from the tigers? Or, you know, if the tiger sneezes all over the frickin', you know, sidewalk, and, you know, can the janitor get it or spread it around? You know, seriously, can it spread back and forth? And that's just, it's something you gotta wonder about a little bit, you know, especially since it is an animal-born version of this, not, you know, just something that's been in humans. So, and, you know, you go back to you know, well, everything, most flus are bird flu, or huge parts of them, you know, lots of them come back and forth from birds. But, you know, they called the one specific one the bird flu. Okay, lots of bird flus, but this one's special, so, you know, and it makes you think, okay, if it can jump back and forth through that, I mean, you know, this thing's hitting right at the start of spring, end of winter, start of spring, you know, when the birds are moving around a lot, you know, I mean, hell, maybe there's migration patterns in China. The birds were there and got contaminated, and then they flew north as it started to warm up and went into Russia, and, well, now it's here, you know, bigger or something. Who knows? You know, if we're not looking at this kind of crap, you know, it's hard to really say what's happening. You know, is this really a problem? You know, can some little old lady feeding her birds out on, you know, the deck or whatever, you know, cough on her porch, and the birds land on the porch to get it, or a little bird feeder sitting there, and then they get it on them, and then they spread it around, and they fly somewhere and land on your porch, and you touch your porch like, I'm at home, I'm safe, I couldn't get it, I'm not around anyone, and you touch your porch where a bird landed, and, now you got it, you know. Who knows? That's what I'm saying. How, you know, if it's this, if it can spread that well, how, you know, I mean, just, there's something missing. It's breaking containment too damn much for there not to be something we're not looking at that can spread this thing, you know. At least that's my view of it, you know. I'm not a doctor. I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night. I might have once at some point in my life. I don't know. Maybe. Sure. I've got Holiday Inn doctor credentials. Why not? But anyway. So it's just, it's something I wonder about. It's something that seems to kind of be blown off, and then they were kind of saying, well, maybe it can, but then they haven't really talked about it, and it's like, you know, it seems like that should be given a little more notice, but, you know, like I said, I really would have been talking about that a lot more, probably done a video on this. I was going to do one last time I was here, but then I was like, oh, you know, whatever, it's just everywhere, and people are crazy, you know, what am I going to say? But, you know, so maybe I should have been, you know, going on about this more, but, you know, again, that's assuming anyone hears this and cares, but anyway, really, so, you know, but there is that, Yeah, I assumed it was something that was considered and taken care of, or not a problem, or whatever. But it's just somebody coughs or sneezes, which sneezing. Still, from what I've heard, that's not really a part of the virus, but it's allergy season again. It's hitting right in the spring, so somebody's got it. Maybe they're not even showing symptoms. It's not affecting them at all, but they have allergies. They sneeze, and bam, 3-hour vapor cloud of coronavirus, right? So, that sucks. And all these orders, stay 6 feet apart, social distance, all this crap, okay, what does 6 feet apart matter if it can, it's in the air for 3 hours. Then it lands on something like, glass or steel or whatever, something hard. And then it's there for like 4 days. Oh, well, I'm walking 6 feet behind the guy in front of me. He kind of did this and touched the handrail going down the stairs, and then I touched the handrail going down the stairs, and then did that or something. Bam! Doesn't matter. You could be 20 feet behind him. If it lasts for 4 hours on a surface, and it's as contagious as it appears to be, it's 6 feet doesn't matter, and don't touch your face. Oh, okay. Hey, maybe we can really slow the spread if we just stop breathing too. I mean, again, yeah, if you're just doing this, people touch their face constantly. Most of the time it's basically involuntary movements, right? You're not thinking about it. You're not sitting there like, well, gee, Bob, I think I'm about to rub my face a lot now. Yeah. You just do it. You get itchy, your eye starts to itch or something. You do, bam. You don't even think about it. Or your nose does, okay, you do that. Bam. People touch the face all the time. And, so, washing your hands fine and all, but when it can be on all these different surfaces for days, who knows? What are you going to do? Wash your hands every time you touch something? By the way, you get done washing your hands, you turn the sink off. Well, somebody had it and washed their hands. Well, now you got it anyway. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of ways. It's seriously. There's so many things, so many different ways, if it is this easy to spread, that it can be transferred. And, well, everybody's fine, go run around outside, but just, stay a little bit away from each other. That's not sufficient. That's not a sufficient action that, I mean, yeah, okay, they're not going to cough right on somebody's face. They're not going to accidentally brush hands in a crowd, but it's still there, I mean, geez, you sneeze in a store with it, it's just traveling around the store for 3 hours, lands on food, people come to buy it, and, But don't wear a mask, they went on with that for weeks and weeks and, hell, months even, really, wasn't it? Don't wear a mask, that's not effective. You don't need that. Don't wear gloves. You'll look silly. Don't wear a glove and mask in public, jeez. You'll look like a moron. Oops, it's everywhere. Well, okay. Maybe you should. Everybody should wear a mask, but I'm not going to. I'm too cool. Whatever. Okay. Cool. Good example, really. Getting people in the right direction. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it doesn't seem like this, the approach we're taking, the warnings the experts are giving is really sufficient for keeping this away. I mean, just, anyway, maybe it's just me, but, so yeah, it's just hard to say, and what makes it harder to say, of course, is the fact that just everyone's completely insane. You've got the media, supposedly reputable people on both sides saying completely different things. Truth is completely dependent on your political affiliation here. I mean, it's like stupid 1984, Like they should make a whole new 1984, but, not all gritty and everything like the old movie was, Make a new version and have it star like Adam Sandler or something. Do it real kooky like, his old crazy movie. Just, ridiculous. Adam Sandler in 1984. That's pretty much where we are now. That's how it looks, because it's just stupid, absurd crap all the time from supposedly legitimate sources. The president's out there, hires all these people, and then disagrees with them constantly. And then his supporters, oh, those people are the deep state. He picked them. Deep state? Yeah. The deep state's so deep, it's in Donald Trump's head. And it's making him pick people. And then not fire them, but disagree with them constantly and just leave the whole country in an uproar and completely confused about everything. That's a good way to lead. That's great leadership. And, you know, again, before somebody starts going, oh, you're living in... No. This is just dumb. I don't like stupid, and there's a lot of stupid going on, okay? So, anyway. But it's way beyond him. I mean, geez, you know, you got frickin' the governor of New York out there having a pissing test with the president, you know, worst place in the country, leader of the country, and, you know, they're going to have this back and forth fight, and, you know, like, okay, this is smart, this is the way shit, you know, just, truth is abstract, to say the least, you know, and it does kind of annoy me, you know, it's just, it's hard to say anything, it's hard to say what's true anymore, it's hard to say who's a legitimate source anymore, because I think virtually everyone, and I'm talking from the most mainstream people, the left, the right, all of it, even the people online, all, you know, the people with their little shows online, the alternative media and all that, they've all shown clearly truth is a secondary thing. If that. Number one is their side, their political agenda, and, you know, what the people they support want, or what they want, you know, and that's it. That's everything. And so nothing else matters, you know. Is the coronavirus deadly? Well, I don't know. Are you a Republican or a Democrat? You're a Republican? Nah, it's not that deadly. Just wash your hands and go home. You're a Democrat? Oh, well, there's a Republican in president. So, yeah, it's very deadly, and it's terrible, and everything's bad, you know. It's just... anyway... It gets old, and it's been this way with a lot of crap, you know. It's not new. It's been going like this for years now, as I think most people in the U.S. would recognize. It's you know, it's just there's no truth, there's no reality. It's just all crap, and it's been like that for a while. But now it's like, okay, well, now people are just gonna die because of it, and that's okay. We're all okay with that, you know, so long as it's not us. Plenty of world leaders have been close to it. Few of them have got it, but they've all recovered. So, you know, so far the most rich and important people seem to be okay. So we're just going to play our stupid games with it. And if the peasantry dies, who cares? You know, more room for us. Let's build another little mansion over here or something, right? You know, because, yay. That's the way we do it. That's the best way, you know. So, it's just... And yes, I will say, I know I heard people talking about the press conferences the president's doing and all this, and, oh, he should kind of step out of the way and just let... Yeah, I would have to agree with that side. Not, I mean, because he's not. I watched one of them, and I could not stand to watch any more of them, because it was just ridiculous. You know, people ask questions, and he's, you know, he's up there like an MC, just, oh, yeah, you know... And they ask him stupid questions. Stupid, ridiculous questions. And as soon as somebody asks a serious question, oh, he backs away and some doctor or something comes up. You know, why is he there? This is stupid. This is completely idiotic. More bullcrap, more division. Just keep the hate and fire going in people. People aren't running into each other on the streets. They can't be yelling at each other in person. So, you know, let's just have all our people come out and make sure the show goes on, you know, while we're apart here. Can't let it die down. Can't let people come together a little bit during this time. No. Can't have that. Something good might actually come from it all if we didn't keep people outraged and, you know, on the edge of their seat ready to kill somebody who slightly disagrees with them about one thing, maybe. You know, good way to be. But... So, yeah, I mean, I would kind of say, he can come out and make a statement and then step back and let the experts field the questions. Anything other than just this dumb back and forth. It's just, seriously, you know, but whatever. I mean, and then, you know, you gotta love that, yeah, the governor of New York coming out, oh, we don't need to be, you know, going on like this. We don't need to be spreading division. You know, oh, the Democrats know this. It's this evil Republican president, and then the Democrats in, you know, the Senate or House, whatever, that same day, pass a bill. This virus is racist, and its response is racist, and we're going to prove it. You know, like, okay. no division at all there. No, no. Immediate racism claims. So we're not even halfway through it, But division is bad. Only the president wants division. The Democrats don't want division at all. No, it's totally one-sided, Anyway, so it's hard to be sure what's true. It makes it hard. That's another reason I really didn't get into doing this video last time, because it's like, you hear 50 different things from every direction. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, I could sit here and make crap up, Like I said, mostly, I can sit here and guess at things, tell you a few things I've heard, but who the hell knows what's true? I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I don't know what, And I mean, people are completely in the conspiracy people, because, yeah, I listen to most everything, I can, when I can, and even they're heavily split, you got one side, the absolute doom people, those people that give you an absolute date and deadline that the world's going to crash and come to an end on this date, and it's like every month there's a new day, like, oh no, it didn't happen that time, well, oh, the evil government, they heard us talking about it, they knew we knew, so they had to push it back, now it's next month, it's like, okay, right, sure. That makes sense. So you got those people, and of course they want to say it's the most deadly thing ever. Everyone's lying and hiding how deadly it is. I mean, hell, you listen to some of them, you've probably got people out there saying it's really a secret zombie apocalypse, right? And I was thinking about mentioning that in this, and then I was like, well, but, if that was true, you would have more, like, mass shootings and stuff, and they'd cover it up and just say it was a crazy person, but they were killing the zombies that got loose, and then, Canada's had one, so. Okay, well, there you go, zombie apocalypse coronavirus people, there's your first big thing to latch onto, I guess, so, And if that's not a thing yet, I can't believe it. Maybe it is now. Somebody's going to start spreading this. I say it as a joke. The person who's heard it from me and passes it on probably means it's a joke. But eventually it's going to get to somebody that's like, no, it's the zombie apocalypse. Canada got loose. It got loose in Canada. And of course it was Canada because, Canada had the original coronavirus that the Chinese stole, last year and all the stuff. Again, who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe it's The Walking Dead out there, and we don't even know it. But so you got those people saying it's the worst thing ever, and every day everyone's gonna die, everything's gonna crash every day, because of this. And then you've got people on the other side, because we have a conspiracy president, talking about Ted Cruz's dad, helping kill Kennedy, and all this, So he's all on board with that. He'll throw anything out. So, of course, he's got a lot of supporters in that community. And so they all, as much as I'm sure they'd like to say it's the end of the world every day, they got to back their man. And so with that, you've got half the conspiracy people going, this is complete crap. There's nobody sick. It's all a lie and nobody's there. And I always hate that, it's the same thing with, the 9/11 and the school shootings and all this, it's like, you got a lot of dead people here, and you're, you're asking us to just, expect that thousands of people on 9/11 or during this coronavirus or whatever are just in with the government and they're going along with a lie and just, went into witness protection or something? Like, okay, But I don't know, so, I never like to go that route because that's just, I'm not the nicest person, but that seems a little indecent even for me, Oh, I know all you people lost people you love, but that's a lie! And you're lying if you say it's real. Like, okay, sure, why not? But, so, yeah. Like I said, truth is very abstract at this point, and it does change daily. I mean, the whole thing with the bats, right? When it first started, people, again, more conspiracy types or people on the right were saying, oh, well, it started in this wet market in China, in Wuhan, and it came from bats and bat soup and all this crap. Okay, That's a lie. That's a racist conspiracy. Then I'm watching, what was it? Nightline of 2020, one of these the other night, and they're talking about the spread of the coronavirus, and from the first point all the way to where we are now, and they started with, it's come from bat in this wet market, and I'm like, what? What happened to that's a racist lie? But no, now it's true. So, I guess it was only a racist lie for as long as people were talking about it. But now that that's passed, we can admit, okay, well, yeah, that might actually be true. So long as we've labeled all those people who said it first as racist, and got everyone on their political sides to know this is racist, Republicans are on this side, and we're calling them racist, Democrats are on this side, saying it's racist. That's how it has to be. But now that they've got that worked out, and people have kind of forgotten about it a little bit, well, yeah, okay, maybe that's how it happened, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Sure. It's great. It's great. No truth, no reality, just bullcrap. Doesn't make me angry at all. This is, ugh. Anyway, but yeah, so it is hard. It's hard to do these things, and that's why I'm kind of thinking, maybe go more to videos where I, just more opinion-oriented stuff, because facts are so hard to come by at this point, or hard to believe. It's getting difficult. It really is, but anyway, so then you got the whole lockdown situation, right? And that's a huge point of contention. Again, some people say it's not enough. Some people say it's too much. It's all a lie. This is a lie. That's a lie. Whatever. And so now you got all these people out there protesting the lockdown, getting in large groups to protest. And it's one thing here. It really hasn't been that bad here in this state, but like Michigan has the third highest death rate or death toll, and they're out there marching. That seems, like, okay. I can understand people in states it really hasn't hit very hard saying this is stupid, we shouldn't be locked down. I'm not saying it's right, but I can understand that. But, when you're the third worst hit state right now, and you're out there like, no, let us go. I think one of the people here, I'm sure they were not saying what they intended to say, but they were going on like, oh, we have the right to decide whether we want to live or die, Like, they kind of stammered at it. It's like, this isn't what I want to be saying. I want to say this differently, but it's how they said it, and that's how it made the news, So it was just like, oh, we have the right to decide whether we're going to live or die. I'm like, okay, sure. Kind of making that decision unilaterally for grandma and everything, but okay. You made your choice, Whatever, right? But so the lockdown thing's kind of crazy. It's a big deal, and as usual, I'm kind of off base. I'm not really on either side of it, because I would agree this lockdown, the way it's being done here in the United States, is completely moronic. This is stupid. This is terrible. When it first started getting big in Europe, and you see, the EU's not shutting down any of the, borders between the countries, and of course EU has control over it, so they won't let them do it. And it's like, what? That's dumb. This is stupid. They did it wrong, and it got horrible. The United States, we're doing it wrong. Okay, this is dumb. This soft core kind of lockdown. It's dumb. This is not how you do it. It's not the way it goes. But again, a lockdown is a fairly solid way to try and make it work. Okay? But not like this. This is just, it's wrong. Okay? You're doing it wrong. Like, it's just, this is very soft lockdown. Where it's, the federal government's like, whatever. Wash your hands. No, don't eat bats. You're fine. Don't drink Corona beer, That's the federal government stance. Like, with a beer in their hand, leaning back in the chair, that's pretty much their response, So, then it's on the states, and it's on these companies of whether to stay open or not, and, but only essential businesses can be open, which is apparently everything. Car dealerships? Who the hell? Again. Oh, there's a virus, there's a pandemic, I need a deck, Well, then what? Oh, there's a virus, there's a pandemic. I need a new Honda. Why? That doesn't make sense. Maybe I shouldn't have said Honda. I don't know. The commercials I've seen most are Toyota. So, who knows? Maybe Honda actually is shut down. I doubt it, but you never know. So I know I've seen Toyota commercials still going on. If Honda has shut down, I don't want to, cause any legal vandalizing of their name or whatever. I know there's a term for that, but again, I didn't sleep well. I don't have all the words right on the top of my head. Just give me a break, will you? No respect, I'll tell you. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, only essential businesses are open, but basically everything is essential. All these fast food places are still running because nothing nasty ever happens in a fast food joint, right? People taking baths into the frickin' sink and all. Nah, it's cool. That we trust. That's food we desperately need. That food and those stores open during a pandemic. It's essential. Those have to be open. So it doesn't make sense to me, because it's about everything, and all of it's falling to the states for the most part, and again, the companies, and again, it's in such a situation where it's like, okay, I have a company, I think this is ridiculous, we should shut down. But if we do, I'll go bankrupt. So let's stay open, it's a horrible choice for them. It's a horrible choice for the governors because they're sitting there, obviously people are protesting the lockdowns. And then you've got people on the other side who are like, don't give in. This is ridiculous. We're all going to die. Because, again, truth is so relative and it's completely blown out of proportion and nobody knows what's real. You got half the people thinking the whole thing's a lie and half the people thinking, it's the end of the world. And it's just, so you're just putting everybody into the worst position you can. And, and that's it. And my God, if I hear frickin' Donald Trump go out there and pat himself on the back and all his allies, they like them flights to China. Okay. Yeah, 2 months ago. Yeah, good for you. People called us racist. I don't care. People are stupid. People call people all kinds of crap. You call people all kinds of crap. I don't care about what you did 2-3 months ago. Was that the right move? Yeah, kinda. But you just shut down from Chinese nationals, and then you let all the people come back, and then the virus exploded because you didn't contain them, right? Because you probably told them to all go quarantine themselves, and that's not effective. So now here we are, and it's all over the place, and thousands of Americans are dying. I'd say thousands of Americans by stopping travel from China. Okay, good for you. Well, look, they still died. I guess you're not God, are you? Oh, that's a shame. I'm so sick of that line. He says it every day. Every time there's a press conference, any part of it I catch on the news. I said travel from China. Shut up! 3 months ago! That's not now! It's not from China anymore. It's not from Chinatown. People were going on with that. We need Chinese people to stay out of, we need to stay out of Chinatown. It's not in all things. It's not all Chinese people have it. That's stupid. It's... Anyway, so much stupid. But, so, it's hard, man. It's hard for somebody like me, But anyway, so yeah, stopping flights from the original affected country, that's good. That's a good first step. Okay, I'll give you that. That didn't stop it, though. That didn't give you no reason to prepare afterwards, which seems to kind of be what they did. Oh, I stopped travel from China, so it's not going to be here. We're good. We're fine. We don't need to start doing anything. We don't need to prepare at all. Oops, it's everywhere, and what did it take, like a week? Before you started having cases break out and you didn't know why? No contact with people who had been in these areas, no contact with people who haven't, but no, well, now it's, now it's here, now it's there, and now it's in all 50 states, and it's like, okay. Good job. We're doing a real good job. So, yeah, that's fine. Stopping travel from China was a good first step. And it should have probably been followed immediately by anywhere a case broke out. Stop travel from there. Like, immediately. Or maybe, if you really want to be a little proactive, maybe stop travel, period. Because it's a pandemic. It was pretty clear pretty early that this was spreading like crazy. But, whatever. Okay then. let's keep it going because, hey, you know, and what the hell is that? Air travel's so essential, and yet, you know, every time there's a hiccup in anything, all the airlines go bankrupt. There's obviously a problem there. Maybe I could look into it more. Maybe some of you know it, but, you know, there's a deeper problem there. But hey, whatever. Hundreds of billions of dollars to airline companies. What the hell? Who cares? It's just taxpayer money, right? Screw it. There you go. There's some money. You guys are doing great. That's why you go bankrupt every time. Yeah, I'm sure it's something the government's forcing them to do that costs tons of money, and you know. So yeah. But anyway, whatever. You know, so that's kind of step one, and then, you know, the government kind of left it again to the states and the businesses to solve the global pandemic after that, and that's just not going well. That's why you have so many governors upset. But of course, then you have all these other governors who are upset, but they can't act upset because if they say anything negative about the response, the president's going to have a problem with them. And then they're going to be on one of the Donald Trump celebrity feuds with, you know, governor of this state or that state, you know. Because it's such a great person. You know, so they can't say there's a problem. Yeah, I remember earlier on the frickin' what was it, Louisiana, the governor of Louisiana, and they were pushing him like crazy to get him to say something negative about the president and the federal response to this whole situation. And he's a Democrat, you know, the governor was a Democrat, but he was bouncing around. They were batting him around like a ping pong ball, trying to get him to say something negative. Well, I don't know. It's really hard to do. We really can't say anything bad about it, you know, because you know that was the next state that was having a huge uptick, and he couldn't afford to, you know, get in one of those celebrity feuds with the president. So it's absurd. This is not how you do things, you know. But I mean, you know, so this really is, you know, I'm anyone who has watched and know me at all before all of this, you know, if this is your first time seeing me, you don't know at all, but, you know, if you've looked at I am aware, if you followed the page, if you know the channel, whatever, you know I'm not big on government anything. Of course, you know, government here has been so stupid and incompetent for so long, it's hard to trust government to do anything, but, you know, I'm a small government kind of person, more of a constitutionalist, stay the F out of our way kind of person, you know, but if there are any situations where the federal government has the right and, you know, the job to step in, this is kind of one of them. You know, I know you've got conspiracy people out there with the Q situation going on. Oh yeah, Donald Trump didn't do anything because he wanted to see which governors would make a lockdown, and now, you know, one day we're gonna put all those people under arrest because that's a violation of the people. And it's like, shut up. Every day they're talking about arresting and hanging people, you know. Yeah, sure. Oh yeah. I'll tell you. When I see Hillary Clinton in a courtroom, then we'll talk about you and all your secret knowledge of things. But otherwise, shut up. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing that, too. Just, you know, oh, it's happening. I know that it's the deep state. President's own mouth. They control it sometimes, you know. But it's the deep state. There's always a plan. He's a frickin' secret genius. It's kind of the opposite of George Bush, you know. Back then, it was like, the Democrats kept going, he's a complete idiot, but he's also a secret evil genius, you know. And now it's just like, oh, Donald Trump, you know, he's a complete moron, but a secret genius, you know. It's like, why is this happening? Why are you all so stupid? I've been to school. It wasn't great, but you know, it wasn't that bad. Come on, you know. Well, maybe it was. Hell, I don't know. I barely paid attention. I got bored. I learned everything I know elsewhere. I read the books and the crap on stuff that actually interested me. I didn't need to hear about the Civil War 15 straight years, you know. Okay, maybe not 15, 12, whatever, you know. Seriously, it was the Civil War like every year. It's like, there's other history. Other things happened. Nope, just slavery. Just racism. Racism, kids. Hate everyone, you know. Anyway, okay, maybe schools do suck. Anyway, real shame they're locked down right now. Whole different story, whole different video I could do, but whatever, you know. But like I said, this is one of the few places, you know, it's an emergency situation. They've enacted emergency powers and everything, and then they don't do anything. It's like, this is the one place where you can actually act, and, you know, you have a decent, you know, authority to do something, constitutionally and everything. But no. Not gonna do that, you know. But, you know, so, all this crap, and again, it's like Donald Trump read the Bernie Sanders Guide to, you know, Socialist Recovery. What are we doing? We're all sitting at home getting free checks from the government, and, you know, they're pouring money into every business and everything, and, you know, and he talks about jobs programs, which I keep waiting for the Republicans who support him to take that statement and say what they said with, you know, Obama when he was going on with that crap, you know. Hey, why don't you give people spoons instead of shovels, right? You know, that's the line. Because we're in an economic emergency there, so he suggested job programs. That's stupid, that's bad, you know. That's communist. Now Donald Trump starts in on it now. Well, maybe that's an idea, you know, we gotta do something. Sure. What, you know, 1984, man, whatever the day calls for, that's where you stand. No values, no principles, no nothing true, no anything, just crap. Anyway, that's why I'm an independent. I hate everyone equally. Anyway, but yeah. So, you know, I mean, what I would suggest instead of all the free money to everyone, which they're doing again, I mean, hell, they blew like $5 trillion in the first few weeks of this thing. It's absurd. You know, but, so, it's insane, and instead of doing that, you know, if you really want to do this, freeze the economy. Don't do this soft lockdown. Really freeze it. You know, it's an emergency situation. You can stop the stock market trading in an emergency situation. You could have frozen it while the market was still way up here. You could have said, you know what? We're going to suspend market trading until this virus goes through because we know it's going to have all these terrible effects. Let's freeze the market high. Nope. Yeah, let's just keep doing this. This crazy roller coaster ride. Record highs, record lows, record highs, record lows. That's fun. That's good. That's good for everybody, you know. Anyway, freeze that. Freeze taxation. Stop all the government charges and everything on all these businesses so they can just close their doors, shut the windows, board up, and sit there and ride the thing out. You know, don't sit there and force them to choose between losing their ass and, you know, potentially getting lawsuits because all their customers or all their employees got sick. You know, I mean, I know Walmart's already being sued for it. Quit giving them that situation. Shut it down. Stop the expenditures of people. Okay? It's the same thing with the actual individuals. Okay, you know, I know here locally the power company was like, oh, well, we're not going to shut anyone's power off. You know, we're not going to let people get kicked out of their apartments. That wasn't the power company, but, you know, these are things they're saying. We're not going to kick you out. We're not going to turn your water and power off during this emergency. But we will continue to bill you. And you're inside and you're in your house all the time. You have nowhere to go. So you're using way more power. And we're going to continue to bill you, but we're not going to cut it off during this emergency. No, we're going to wait till after the emergency, and then you owe us like $3,000. But hey, you got a $1,200 check. There you go. You know, stupid, wrong. Stop the damn expenditures, okay? Yeah, say okay. And work it up the line. You know, you don't have to give every individual a check. You stop their expenditures, then you go up the next level. Okay, government's going to make sure the power companies are funded and working properly, and we'll take care of those expenses for now. For now. You know, state governments can pitch in as much as they can, but it's a federal emergency. Fine. You know, so then nobody's got a power bill. No business, no people, nobody has an electric bill, a water bill, all this stuff. It's taken care of. There's no expenses. There's no outgoing money there. So now you don't need incoming money because you have no outgoing money. You know, you freeze things. You actually put it down, and anything that is really essential, and I don't mean a pan pizza from Domino's, I mean real essential crap, you know, food deliveries and all this, let it get taken care of. And again, if we can maintain, you know, in states where it's not as bad, maybe you can have people actually go to work if they want, you know, and they can man grocery stores and such, you know, and all this stuff. But, you know, if it starts getting bad, screw it. We've already seen the National Guard can come in. They have gear. They're not at a shortage. The military has all kinds of suits and gears and NBC stuff. That's what, you know, it's what they do. And really, most of what they do, especially National Guard and everything, is logistics. Moving. Getting crap from point A to point B. That's what they do. That's a huge part of what they do. There's whole divisions completely dedicated to logistics. Moving crap. Getting crap from the farms to the production place, to the store, and maybe even to, the people's doorstep if necessary. Depending on how bad it gets. And yes, is that martial law to all you people? Yeah, probably. That would probably require martial law if it got that bad. That could go state from state. Look, is your cases bad enough to need martial law? Well, then we're going to shut it down and let the National Guard take care of all the logistics. And, make sure nobody starves, make sure nobody goes bankrupt, make sure no businesses have to close or fire all their workers, which is stupid as crap. And then, once it's gone, we pull that back and it's over. But no. Let's not do this. Let's just go nuts. And it's just... is that bad? Again, I understand completely if you're worried about this president or the last president or any president, getting martial law passed because, hell, I don't trust any of them to give it up now. Seriously, right? So, I understand that concern, but, this is one of the places where it would probably be usable and maybe called for, and then you wouldn't kill everyone, you wouldn't destroy everyone, and all the businesses and all these things outside of the absolute most top elite businesses, which apparently soaked up all the business money. Screw you, small guys, yeah. Because it's working so well, Just pump more billions into it. That's great, too. Because, hey, remember, back in 2014, 15, the economy, the debt, the deficit, it was the worst thing. It was going to destroy our country. And, 2016, no, doesn't matter. There's no, that's fine. No debt, no economy, no crash. It's fine. Everything's good. Nobody cares. So, just pump more billions and trillions out. That's fine. It's not worth anything. Screw it, alright? Anyway, so yeah. That's, again, just me sitting here, doing nothing while this is going on. Well, that's a plan I can come up with. You tell me all these experts and everything, this is the best we can do? This is the best plan you got? Government sits on its ass, the states run around losing their minds because they can't get anything, and then the people start losing their minds because they can't get a true frickin' fact out of anything. This is great. And people going bankrupt, losing the crap, losing the jobs, losing everything left and right. This is a great way to do it. This is the best possible way this could have gone. Anyway, whatever. So, whatever. And by the way, again, forget the stupid new words. Social distance. Oh, we're in social distance. And you know what? That may be a direct, medical term, whatever. But you know what? Shut up. There's one real clear way to say it. Hey, people, step 1, get the hell away from each other. Step 2, stay the hell away from each other. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need new terms and these people who come on TV or the radio and say, I never heard of this term. I didn't even know what it means. Social distance. Oh, that's a real hard word. That's a real mystery of a term, but it's one of these mealy little, like it's a friendly word, like something you're gonna see in your kids, cartoons. Oh look, it's social distancing, like shut up, stay the hell away from people, stay the fuck inside, go away, don't go to the beach. No, spring break is not on. Go home, stay home. That's why China had to weld people's doors closed, But you gotta love that, all right? They keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna recover like China." China locked crap down completely. You can't compare everybody running around like crazy, going on vacation and all, to China's response. Oh yeah, it's gonna be over in 2 months. No, the hell it's not. There's no possible way that it's gonna be over here as quickly as it was there. The response is completely different. It's not gonna work that way, but. Whatever. And what's another one? Flatten the curve. We have to flatten the curve. Screw the curve. I don't want to flatten it. You know what happens? Okay, here's the big curve. Here's a line that says our hospitals can't take anymore and more people are going to die. We want to flatten the curve. Well, you know what happens when you flatten it? It gets wider. Screw that. Strangle it. Curb stomp the curve. Strangle it out. Give it no more victims. End it. And that should help. That should put an end to it. The only problem then, of course, is if it is going through animal populations and we're not even looking about it or caring about it or talking about it, or, you know, it can go through the drainage of apartment buildings and infect people that way. That's your only concerns left if you actually do a hard, correct lockdown. You don't have to drag people through the streets and weld them into their houses like China. Maybe. I don't know. Stupid's running amok. You might have to. You know, sorry. And again, for all of you sitting there who may be thinking, well, that's evil. That's not American. But you know they're stupid. You know there's a lot of stupid out there. I mean, again, I don't like it. I don't like that that's a possible necessity at this point, but there's a lot of dumb people. There's a, you know. Anyway. But hey, speaking of dumb things, let's go ahead and cover economic parts of this, because people keep going on with the economy, and there is something that I just really needed to say and wanted to say on this. It's really getting old that people keep talking about the economy, and we have to save the economy, and you know, this is going to kill the economy because this economy already sucks. Okay? Again, you know, I mean, it should have fell in October 2015. We hit all the same market indicators in 2015 that we did in 2007. It should have collapsed again. We should right now be in a huge recession. Yes, in the United States, and yes, of course, that would immediately affect, you know, other countries since all the markets are tied together. Yeah, we should be in another global recession. We should have been, well, you want to backtrack it all the way. After 2007, they should have just let things crash. They should have let things fall apart, let the people doing it wrong, which, of course, most of them were only doing it wrong because the government was forcing them to do it wrong. And I know that, you know, you can keep pushing it backwards, but you let it crash. That's how actual capitalism works, you know? When things are going really wrong and people are really stupid, it falls apart, and then all the other people who weren't doing stupid crap, they can, you know, kind of rise out of the ashes, and the economy kind of gets fixed. It takes a correction. That's a hard correction, but still. You know, so it should have happened in 2007. It should have happened in 2015. It should happen now, honestly. It should crash. They need to let it go, you know, because it's absolute garbage. You know, the economy is trash. It's built on, you know, again, complete debt. There's no, it's idiotic. It's all credit and debt and charge, and as long as people keep spending, everything's okay. Look at it go, you know. Just because the market was high did not mean it was stable. Did not mean it was correct. You know, that's why it did this all the way up and down, you know. I mean, the market's always a little wobbly, but this thing, you know, again, record gain, record loss, record gain, record loss. That's not the sign of a healthy, strong economy. I don't care how damn high it is. It's riding a bubble that's just waiting to explode and kill all of us, you know. I mean, just financially kill all of us, I should say. You know, seriously. So, I mean, it's just, you know, that really might be the thing. Should have fell in 2008, should have fell in 15 or 16. And some people say that that's what this is. They're letting this thing go so it can destroy the market so they can correct it. My only problem with that suggestion is that all they're doing during this crisis is making it worse. Continuing to pull money out of their ass, blow it out of thin air. Trillions over here, trillions over there. They're still spending like crazy. I mean, like crazy on stupid crap. Just, that's, if these are people who actually are smart and think we need to fix the economy, well, then they shouldn't be doing this. You know, you'd think they would actually start taking steps to where, you know, you're making smart economic moves and sense and all this, but that does not appear to be the case right now, so, you know, it's just, it's screwed up. It's real damn screwed up, and it has been. You know, it's one of the things people keep going on with. They think it's all fake because, oh, doctors are getting pay cuts and they're losing their jobs. Hospitals are laying off staff and closing. So it's all fake. If they really had this rush of people and all these patients, then hospitals wouldn't be doing that. Well, hospitals were doing that before this started. We had like 15 local hospitals close in this, region of the state, over the last few years. Hospitals have been in a hell of a state for a long damn time. They don't have the money for this. They can't afford an epidemic. They can't keep their staff, dressed and properly, protected and paid and, a whole staff. They have to lay people off. They don't have a damn choice. They don't have any money. They've been bankrupt for a long damn time. Because we got this, again, kind of middle of the road bullcrap, half socialist, half not, just asinine medical system. They're gone. Hospitals are wiped out. They can't afford the damn pandemic. They can't afford to get through it. It's not, they have patients. Well, how many patients are actually paying? How many of these people can afford, to pay it? I mean, the worst, the people that are getting it the worst and having to go to the hospital the most are what? Poor people, unhealthy people, people that already have very little money, people that can't afford it, people that are in homes for the elderly, people whose families can't afford to pay their bills. Where the hell do you think they're getting all the money? What, do you think money just magically appears from dead people shooting out of the plate? Like, no, we got patients. There's money everywhere. No. The economy sucks. Everything sucks. Everything's on the verge of collapse. Everything. As soon as this hits, hospitals are still closing. Airlines are going down. It's just, everything's on the verge. This economy sucks. And again, people really aren't doing what they need to do to get through it. Right? To change the ways this country is acting to get the economy back right. Nobody's doing it. So if you want to say this is the big correction and they're going to do it through this virus and under the guise of the virus, well, they ain't doing it. So, and they got everybody else in the world to play a hell of a part, right? Yeah, sure, we'll just have a horrible outbreak. Yeah. Whatever. But, so, like I said, just billions and trillions, all the bailouts, all the crap, all the basically socialism that Donald Trump is suggesting to fix this and all. Oh, and we have to reopen by May 1st, the old communist holiday. Yeah, why not, right? Sure, let's do it. Nothing to see here. Yeah, it's the deep state. It's all the deep state. Hell, I'm the deep state. I've never been anywhere near Washington, but I'm the deep state of Washington too. Yeah, everyone is. Anything you don't like is the deep state and is a lie. Anything you do like is true. Just keep remembering that, people. The virus isn't real if you don't want it to be. And if you do, you probably have it. And that's it. That's all you need to remember. The truth is whatever bullcrap you want to make up. So that's... yeah. Anyway, so yeah. And again, like I said, Trump's job program's another big thing. The tariffs and the low oil price. This whole thing has gotten ridiculous. A gallon of milk is less expensive right now than a 55-gallon barrel drum of oil. Okay? That's ridiculous. Oil is worth negative money. You should pull up to the gas pump and they should throw money at you to get gas. I mean, it's absurd. This is insane. And again, this is something else I've been meaning to talk about, maybe do a video on, because this didn't start with the virus. They're blaming the virus on this, and yes, that has hurt, because people aren't going places as much, so they're obviously not using as much gas and oil and all of this. You think they could really ramp up petroleum production of, plastic things that doctors need and maybe make up a little bit, but whatever. Oil prices are still low. But it's not just the virus. It started, hell, honestly, it started way before this. It started with the first time the Saudis wanted to start a big oil war. And then they produced so much oil that it dropped through the floor, and we were okay with it because, well, it kind of hurts Russia, so whatever, and all this crap. And then suddenly, Iran's attacking Saudi Arabia, they're attacking their oil refineries. Oh, well, gas is back up. And oil costs more again. So that's how they got rid of it then. And then, then they started doing it again. Right as this virus started coming on, the Saudi Arabia, let's start an oil war. Okay. So, and again, is it really the Saudi Arabians' choice to do that? Is it some of their allies of the West maybe saying, okay, we're going to give you more weapons or more arms or more cash to keep pushing it. We'll cut your losses a little bit there, and of course we'll take the free cheap oil, and but you just make sure, those guys over there are hurting too, right? I mean, again, who the hell knows? But, and again, the one good thing maybe is that gas could be super cheap, like, 1930s, 40s, 50s kind of prices or whatever. 30s might be a bit. But, seriously, But, hey, what are we going to do? We're going to tariff oil. Let's put tariffs on oil. We have to protect our oil jobs. Can you just not import so much? Couldn't you just say we're not going to take all this cheap oil? We're going to only use American oil in America? And then wouldn't that save your oil jobs more than just buying all the cheap oil from the Saudis and then taxing it to give back to the... Just saying, But hey, whatever. Screw the public, right? Instead of cheap-ass gas, let's just tax the hell out of it so the gas companies cannot, lose a little money because they're so poor. Of course, hell, maybe they are now. Everything's on the verge. Maybe the gas companies are about to go bankrupt, too. Who the hell knows? Everything's ridiculous. The economy blows. It has blown for a long time. I don't care how much you love Donald Trump. I don't care how much of a billionaire, whatever he is. The economy still sucks. They haven't done any of the things they really need to do to correct the economy sucking. Okay? It sucks. It blows. It needs to, so. Anyway. Just saying. Whatever. Tariff the gas. Raise the prices there. Make sure the prices don't go low anywhere else. You got freaking companies or farmers and all this, dumping out supplies, plowing over fields because, the price might go down on them. So, And when does that stop? When the government throws out billions more. It's just... Oh, and now we'll give it to the food banks. Let's not be good, decent people and say, well, we've got so many crops it's going to cause a price gouge or prices to drop. Let's just give these foods to the food bank ourselves. No, let's wait till the government gives us a bunch of money. Let's plow over all the food we have because surely we won't need food at any point. So let's just plow that down because we might lose $1 right now today. That was a fun story to catch too. So anyway. Things suck, don't they? Let's move on. Finally, kind of get into, this whole thing, the reopening that's already starting, and which is kind of the now and the future of this virus and all. Here in the U.S., we got, again, just the craziness, the complete split between people. It's real, it's fake, blah, blah, blah. And now you've got all these people protesting. The federal government says that's wrong and you should be social distancing and all this crap. All the president says, no, this is good. Keep protesting. I support the protesters, but I officially don't. The White House does not support them, but I do. Melania thinks you're weird, whatever. I don't know what the hell, Anyway, it's absurd. But, so you got these people protesting, and it's, again, getting en masse to protest, especially in the third highest state. Stupid. You stupid people. Come on. You can't be that stupid, can you? Can you? Apparently. Anyway, but, and I've heard the whole thing about, Second Amendment thing in Virginia, which I think it was Virginia, right? Which I think is also the state that had the governor who wore blackface. And then they were going to kick him out, but then it turned out, the vice lieutenant, governor, whatever, was black, but he complimented a woman at one point, so he got fired instead. And then the blackface governor that was going for post-birth abortion, he stayed in, and now that's the same governor that's doing this now? Is this the guy we're talking about? Am I wrong? Is it West Virginia? If that's the guy, But whatever. You know what? I get that, and there's, oh man, one thing that kept coming up, it seems like all these people are going to beaches, all these people are going in public, having these big mass meetings. Nobody cares. Nobody's doing anything. There's no government crackdown on it. But guess what? hey, that church is getting together. We're going to look at sending the cops in. What? That's where we draw the line. Partying on a beach, that's fine. Going to church, nope. Shut that down. Let's call the authorities. Let's get them involved. You know, that happened a few times too. So I will say there's definitely some oddities with the shutdown and some problems that are weird and maybe protestable. But you know what? Once again, if the federal government had taken the lead and put these specific things down on the states of how the lockdown goes, like they probably should, you know, you wouldn't have this. The states couldn't go rampant and say, we're going to take guns away because of the virus, because it's not their crackdown. It's the federal government's lockdown, right? I'm just saying, if somebody did their job right, there wouldn't even be those problems. But whatever. Again, whatever. So, and if a state is going against the Constitution, isn't it more your job to go to the state and say, no, you're doing it wrong, that's illegal, not, yeah, protest during the pandemic. I support it, it's great. Die, peasants, die, you know. Sorry. I know. Not a fan, and if you are, I'm sure I'm an evil, hateful snowflake, what the hell ever. I don't care. You want to fight about it? Get some. You can go to hell and tell everybody you got killed by a snowflake. It'll be great. Anyway. Sorry. So, moving on. But yeah, so it's just, it's absurd. And you know, you also gotta like, because I know, again, there's the Second Amendment thing in Virginia, and I saw somebody protesting here that was wearing like a jersey that was number 2, but it said amendment on the back and all. And that's what you're doing, and you're doing this, you know, supporting the president, he's supporting you, that's all great, and yet, you know, this is where you're making your protest during a pandemic, measures to stop people from dying, but you didn't have crap to say, you didn't go protest when this very president has, you know, passed more gun laws than Barack Obama did in a full 8 years. You know, Mr. I don't like suppressors, you know, we gotta stop this, you know, this is where you start protesting, you know, and again, that's besides, you know, everything else, all the other horrible things, the ridiculous things going on that state governments and the federal government's doing, none of that you got a problem with, but this, oh, people are dying, like hell, that's it, that's the final straw. This is where you protest. All this other crap you're fine with. This is where you draw a line. Okay. It's difficult. Anyway. So yeah. But we're gonna reopen apparently. That's just gonna happen. There are some possible issues with that though, and I should at least mention them. First of all, there's already, where China reopened Wuhan, there was already reports of more cases, like another spike of it. They're blaming border crossings or something near Russia or whatever, or Mongolia or something, hell, I don't know. But, you know, that's where they're saying it is, because again, all the governments of the world seem to just be pointing fingers during this too, you know. Everyone's a conspiracy theorist now. It's crazy, it's over there, it's someone else's fault, it's anyone else's fault. Well, it's a virus. It's killing people. It's what viruses do. No, it's someone's fault. It's always something else, you know. But anyway, so yeah, you know, there has been that uptick in cases and a new little spike there. Again, I heard about that, and then I've seen nothing of it since. Did it not spike? Did it go away? Did it explode, and now they're just not talking about it? Who the hell knows? It's impossible to know, you know. But so there is that. There was that little bit, and then, let's see, of course there's the testing. They're saying the tests are the key to getting going again, but again, well, number one, apparently, depending on who you listen to and what, you know, party tells you what the truth is, there's not enough tests, or there is, but there's not, or you know, there is tests, but they're not using them. I don't know what the hell people are saying. There's not a lot of them, apparently. Really, I think they've wasted a lot. They kept, you know, when we passed China's numbers, when the United States passed China's numbers, they were like, oh, well, China's not testing enough, or other people in the world aren't testing enough. We're testing so much. Why? Why are you blowing tests all over the place? You know, and there were 3-day tests. People could have got a test, went home, caught the virus, got the results 3 days later that they didn't have it, and then run around and spread it. It was stupid. Well, let's drive in and have drive-through tests. You're not. Where those are needed are hospitals where patients are coming in who may have it. That's who you test. You know, but no, let's blow them like crazy. So who knows? Maybe there's enough tests, maybe there's not, but I think, you know, you do have to question, are they right? Are the tests good? Are they accurate? I mean, I've heard I've heard some pretty crazy numbers on just how inaccurate they are. But I think the most thing I've heard is about 30% false results or whatever. You know, that's not really helpful. You know, if you still have 30% of the public going back to work with the virus and spreading it, you know, it's just, that's also problematic, but whatever. So, just, you know, there's problems with the test, the accuracy of the test. You got to be absolutely sure about that before you just run out and say it's completely right. There's also something I heard a lot about earlier on that, you know, not so much now. It was more, again, the conspiracy types that started with it, but I've heard it in mainstream cases as well. They're saying there's 2 strains of this. You know, there's the S strain and the L strain, I think. If I remember correctly. Again, it's been a long time since I've heard much of anyone mention it, but, you know, there were supposedly 2 strains of this virus, and, you know, okay, and some people are saying it doesn't appear that if you've caught one of the coronaviruses that you can't catch the other one again later. Like, the antibodies don't protect both strains, you know, so there are people who could say, I've got antibodies, I've had the coronavirus, go to work, and then if this other strain is still here and present and going around, well, they could get it again. And there could be another break. But, you know, it's just, that's a problem. That's something that, you know, I'd really like to see more people looking at and testing and talking about, you know. So, yeah. But anyway. So, there's that. And then that's just besides the normal increased risk of letting everybody go crazy again. Not that people seem to be that locked down. I mean, geez. There's been like 50 cars, big trucks and crap drive up and down the road just by here during this video. So, you know. Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, you know. So, you know, just all kinds of crap. There's possible problems there, but in the end, you know, is there going to be an economic problem? Probably, regardless of whatever they do. Yeah, because again, as I said, the economy sucks. And if the U.S. economy goes, most all the other economies go with it. Probably actually, you know, doing yourself a disfavor by cutting all your enemies off from your economy and putting all these blocks on them, because they're going to be less affected probably by the economic crash when you do go down. But whatever, that's cool. That's good. Whatever. You know, fine. You know, but you know, when I look at it, it does appear that Europe is going to be worse. Again, it's hard to say. America's not even completely through it. And who knows if this big reopening thing is going to make it explode again. Who the hell knows? I really, you know, it could be completely fine and be gone, or it could explode and be horribly worse. I don't know. I don't think anyone really knows. You know, even the scientists and experts are giving educated guesses, but, you know, so. But I think probably, you know, it's going to end up being worse for Europe and the rest. China, they'll get through it. They get through everything. They bankrupted the Roman Empire. They pretty much bankrupted here. They're going to do their thing. They're going to get through, you know, whatever. And again, you know, Russia's one of those countries we've got all these economic sanctions and crap on. So, you know, hell, they might be all right with it. Iran may come out as a huge powerhouse since you've driven Saudi Arabia into an oil nothingness, you know. You've got all those sanctions on Iran, too. So who knows, you know. It may completely flip the power balance of the whole world economically. But, you know, there's going to be economics problems. There has to be. There's bound to be. So, you know, there is that. Just saying, you know. And, hell, I don't know. People want to say why, you know. And, oh, why would God let this happen? Well, you know, it's one of those things. It's something I've mentioned, again, if you want to go that direction with it, you know. You're bringing some stuff onto yourself there, so. You know. Anyway. there's a lot of problems. I've talked about it before. I'll probably talk about it again. So, if that's something you want to know about, fine. Go ahead and ask me. But like I said, try and get this wrapped up. So, I guess that's about it. I mean, I'm pretty disgusted by the actions and words of most people now. Governments, businesses, individuals, It's, again, the pandemic is truly stupidity. That's the real problem going on. There's a stupid pandemic, and it's just, oh man, it's got millions of people, man. Yeah, it's awful. Feel the love, everybody. All right. Anyway, I guess that will do for now, though, for today and everything. Thank you all for watching and sharing and liking and all the other social media crap. Thanks. Much love, even though it's a little subdued at the moment because of all the stupidity. It's hard to love stupid. Anyway, but again, hopefully, you people, my little base of fans, you're not the stupid ones, right? Surely you're not. You can't be, can you? Please? Anyway. Do your thing, like, share, whatever. Subscribe to the channels, like the pages, all that crap. You know what to do, surely. And yeah, I guess that's it. Spread the wheel, share the videos, all that crap. I'm out. Goodbye. God bless. Yeah.